Newsource 13 at 6. Rolling farmers' fields and the busy Four Corners. Characteristics of my hometown, Penfield. It's the latest stop on our neighborhood news tour. Good evening, I'm Don Hart. This is the second stop for this season on our neighborhood news tour. We are live in Penfield, New York. We invite you to come down and join us. Beep the horn as you go by if you're listening on 1040 AM. We've got a lot of people who have just give us a little wave here out here in Penfield tonight who have stopped down to Shuffleburger Park. Many people living in Penfield finding out for the first time where Shuffleburger Park really is. We are here. This is right in the middle of the Four Corners of Penfield. And coming up on Newsource 13 at 6 tonight, we're going to learn a little bit about the history of this town. It was first founded in 1810. We've come a long way since then. We'll also take you a little bit later on a tour of Penfield. I'll share some of my memories growing up in this town. And I'm told there are a few surprises, not only for our viewing audience, but perhaps for me as well, before this tour has come to an end tonight. A lot more coming live from Penfield right now, though. We go back to Jenny Ryan in the studio with other news of this day. Jenny?
All right, Don, we'll see you in a few minutes. Well, you may have been one of the 80,000 people in our area who looked outside for the morning Democrat and Chronicle and found nothing. Calls from frustrated subscribers kept DNC operators hopping all day. The problem started at 2 o'clock this morning in Greece when the new press suddenly stopped because of an electrical malfunction. Office workers volunteered to deliver the papers once they did go to print.
Another 120, so it depends on when I get back. If they're done or not, then I'll be done. If not, I'll go back out.
This is the second day in a row there's been a delay with the paper. DNC workers are trying to figure out what's causing the malfunction. Homeowners in the city of Rochester will see a slight increase in their taxes and their water bills next year. Mayor Bill Johnson is proposing a $317 million budget. That's up about 2.5%. For owners of an average home, that translates to a 2% tax hike or a $21 annual increase. Business owners will see their property tax decrease 3.5% or roughly $356 a year. Property values in the city are continuing to decline, and the mayor says a larger part of the budget now depends on that extra penny in the sales tax. The defense has wrapped up in the trial of Paul Robinson. He's the man accused of shooting 3 Rochester police officers at Robinson's home on North Street last December. Closing arguments will begin Monday in the case. Well, you could call it a rite of spring in our area. This afternoon, the annual Lilac Festival kicked off a 10-day run. Newsource 13's Norma Holland joins us live now from the park. And Norma, it looks like a lot of people I saw earlier were out there stopping to smell the flowers, if you will.
Well, they definitely were. You really couldn't ask for a better start to the Lilac Festival. Unlike in past years, the lilacs are as beautiful as the weather out here. Now, you better get out here soon because of the warm weather we've been seeing. The lilacs are past their peak. The lilacs peaked last weekend, but that didn't seem to bother the people who came out to the festival today, because besides the lilacs, there will be a number of musical acts performed in the park, along with activities for the kids. There's one right there. Now, if shopping is more your thing, vendors will be located in an area away from the lilacs to preserve their beauty. Now, it is the 100th anniversary of the Lilac Festival, and to help celebrate, local environmentalists are going to be out here giving free guided talks and tours of the area here. And now, if you're a rock and roll fan, this Sunday, Little Richard is going to perform here in Highland Bowl, so definitely something for everybody.
100 years, I didn't realize it was such a big year.
Yes.
Now, it sometimes can be a little bit of a problem parking. What about this year?
Well, they're definitely going to be expecting a lot of people out here because of the musical acts and the lilacs, obviously. Parking is going to be free at MCC, and shuttle bus will take you from MCC there to the park over here. As I said earlier, they're expecting a lot of crowds out here.
All right, leave the driving to someone else. Newsource 13's Norma Holland live at Highland Park. And from Highland Park, we go to Shuffleburger Park in Penfield, another great landmark in our community.
One of the newest landmarks in Penfield, Shuffleburger Park. That's right, Jenny. When we come back, we're going to take you on a little walking tour of Penfield. I'll share a few childhood memories. We invite you to stop down and see us. We're right here, live in the Four Corners as we continue our neighborhood news tour.
This portion of Newsource 13 is brought to you by Chase Pitkin. The Chase Pitkin Home Show with Gary Harris, brought to you by Czar Rain Stains and Deck Stains.
Have you ever looked at your deck and said, wow, what a great deck? but I'd really like to give it a facelift? Well, with Czar Deck Stain from Chase Pitkin, you can. Czar Deck Stain allows the natural texture, color, and grain pattern of the wood to show through. And Czar's rain stains and deck stains are formulated to bring out the natural beauty of wood. At the same time, you'll also protect all woods, new or old, against sun, rain, snow, mildew, and ultraviolet rays. Czar rain stains and deck stains can be applied with a brush, roller, sprayer, or pad. It's always a good idea to test stain a piece of wood that will be used on a job to get a good idea of the final color. Remember to always stain with the grain of the wood. And if you plan to use more than 1 gallon of Czar stain, be sure to intermix the gallons. And cleanup's a snap. You can clean up your applicators with just warm, soapy water. At Chase Pitkin, you'll also find a full line of Czar rain stains in solid and semi-transparent finishes. Use Czar rain stain semi-transparent whenever you want the grain and texture accentuated. Or for a quality finish that covers like paint yet accents wood texture, try Czar Rain Stain Solid Color Stain, a 100% acrylic formula that can be used on concrete, stucco, metal, aluminum, even plastic gutters and downspouts. So give that old deck a facelift, or that fence, or the shed, or even your whole house with Czar Rain Stains and Deck Stains available at Chase Pitkin, where you don't have to do it yourself.
You're watching Newsource 13 at 6 with Don Alhart, Chief Meteorologist Bill Peterson, and Mike Catalana on sports. Newsource 13, more local news for local experience.
We are back in Penfield as we continue our live neighborhood news tour here. You know, the town of Penfield is rich in history. Even its name is in the history books. Daniel Penfield bought the land and retained the rights back in 1795. After building 3 mills, he earned the right to the namesake here. Penfield has 4 parks nestled between businesses and homes, and a preservation committee has acquired the 1,000-acre swamp. That's a natural resource laden with plants and animals. Penfield, the very name. I can remember when I first heard that name. It was when I was in elementary school, and that school became part of the Penfield School District. Farmers. That was the word that rung out of the Indian Landing School in Brighton in my 5th grade classroom in 1955. We had just become part of the Penfield Central School District, and that meant we'd finish our school days with what we thought were farmers in Penfield. We knew no better. We knew little of the country land to the east. It was unscouted territory to an elementary school kid. But the big yellow bus would take us there, down Penfield Road that would see many changes. The Panorama Plaza Valley, barren land, first dotted with more gas stations than motorists would ever need. Tucked away all alone on this hillside was a bulldozer. Emil Mueller, they said, was going to build a road all the way through to Browncroft Boulevard. Everybody laughed, but Emil Mueller had the last laugh. He built this road with luxurious homes, including that now of the honorary mayor of Penfield, 101-year-old Hattie Harris. Panorama Trail, not without its debate. Home Depot replaced the bowling lanes and abandoned stores, and development, as we know, has brought flooding problems. But it has survived and includes shops, manufacturing, and the Rotary's Camp Hakamo. Up the hill past the old Legion building where Penfield Little League began, you enter the Four Corners, once the center of Penfield activity. Historic buildings that once housed the old Penfield Town Hall and later the library. The post office would move and move again, and kids would gather at Embry's drugstore and McGowan's for a soda after school. This is the post office and other offices now, but back in 1959, it was grades 7 through 12 until a new high school was built just down the road. 1958, part of the first freshman class at the new Penfield High. Some renovations since, but still in pretty good shape, although it does need a new swimming pool. Penfield is the town of planned progress, and its own progress has helped others in our community. The pond at Shadow Lake, an old quarry where kids would skinny dip in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. It's now Shadow Lake Golf Course. And the Hickok kids would throw parties in their home in the late 50s in what is now the Clark House, center of yet another golf course. The Odenbach family, whose Dolomite plant is the center of Penfield activity, has surely given back in other ways the rock they had taken from Penfield soil, so others may build. This was another historic house in the 50s, the Odenbach's home. Now, it used to be on Wayland Road, not far from the quarry. As the quarry expanded, though, the house was threatened. Not to fear, the family would simply move it to its new home along Atlantic Avenue, the other end of the Wayland Road field. Further down Atlantic Avenue, the new town hall in the geographic center of town, complete with athletic fields and recreation areas. And not too far away, the most talked about intersection, routes 250 and 441. Wegmans, expanding rapidly and soon to be home of the newest post office. You know, Penfield can be deceiving. It is larger than most realize. Baytown Plaza along Empire Boulevard is in Penfield. And the town borders Irondequoit Bay, just down the hill. And the planned progress continues throughout the town. But not to worry, there is still plenty of land left for all of us farmers in Penfield. That's not my field out there.
On your lawn either, right?
No. We've learned a lot about it. Yeah. Good to be out here, and what a perfect day we've had.
Oh,
this is really
just
great.
Gorgeous. It's a little warm, some people saying. It's going to even be a little stickier during the day tomorrow. Our high temperature, as we look at the almanac, was 83 degrees, and our low last night was 58.
This portion of Newsource 13 is brought to you by your local upstate New York Toyota dealer, Toyota Every Day.
You're always on the go. Wherever you tread, you can count on Toyota's rugged Tacoma 4x4. Right now, buy a Tacoma and you save with 4.8% financing for 48 months on America's #1 selling compact 4x4. Or get $1,200 cash back savings on any new Tacoma. You can also count on the versatile Toyota 4Runner or the new RAV4, the compact SUV with big performance. The Count on Toyota sales event is on. Hurry and save at your Toyota dealer.
Newsource 13 is now on radio. 7 days a week, Newsource 13 is on News 1040 AM. If you can't get to your TV, let Newsource 13 come to you. Coming up, Chief Meteorologist Bill Peterson's weather team forecast with Super Doppler and Rochester Radar's Fast Track 13. The area's most dependable forecast is next.
For over a century, the Wambach Family Farms has served their friends and neighbors with a smile. And today, after 4 generations, Wambach Farms confidently mixes tradition with fresh and colorful plants, produce, and supplies. Wambach is also a Durashed dealer. Stroll through our expansive nursery and choose from thousands of bright perennials and all your favorite annuals. Our friendly, knowledgeable people will help you select the nursery and garden supplies you need to make your own growing home a success. Wambach Family Farms, Culver Road, just off 104. Wambach, your home and garden showplace.
Got the style, got the moves.
No matter what's down the road, you've got it handled in a quick and nimble DeVille. With its 275 horsepower Northstar system, available StabiliTrack, and right now you can lease one for only $4.99 a month.
You hit your stride, enjoy the ride. You're making
DeVille for the time of your life. See the Empire State Cadillac dealers.
At Strong Health, we have a passion for the heart. You can see it and feel it every day in our operating rooms, rehab facilities, in our patients. We bring advanced heart care from minimally invasive surgery and breakthrough pediatric procedures to our neighbors in upstate New York, whether they're 80 minutes old or 80 years old.
Strong Health, one of the top heart bypass surgery programs in the state. For a primary care doctor or a specialist, call us.
Heart care is the soul of Strong Health.
To Jenny Ryan now as we take a look at what's coming up tonight at 11 on Newsource 13.
Don, we're going to have a look at the human side of downsizing at Kodak, plus how local fans are remembering Frank Sinatra. We'll hear from a local woman who met him and find out how lake levels are changing things again for the boaters on Irondequoit Bay. Now back out to Penfield.
Okay, thank you, Jenny. We'll look for you tonight at 11 o'clock. T-shirts of the week as well. Bill Peterson has gathered some of his friends here in the Shuffleburger Park, freshly mulched Shuffleburger Park. You're sitting in a beautiful flower bed.
Yeah, it really is. Very pretty. The bees like it also, I've noticed, over here. But I have some friends. I'm going to write down the line, and they're going to very loudly tell me their names.
Sarah Berkeley, Caroline Camp, Laura Berkeley, Taylor Camp.
All right, good job, guys. These have been friends for me. I knew you when you were a baby. And the rest of you, some of you I just met. So it's nice for you to be here today. I appreciate you being on a beautiful, beautiful day. Let's look at our forecast for tonight. Not bad. Skies will be clear. Our temperatures will drop down into the 60s by day's end. By midnight, 66. And at 6 o'clock in the morning, 60 will be our temperature. Right now, still reporting bright sunshine. Temperature down to 81 degrees. Winds are from the north. Our humidity now is at 47%, and our dew point at 59 degrees. And around the neighborhood, as you can see, temperatures are in the 50s and the 60s. This is our live neighborhood weather. Showing you this because I want you to notice the difference between Parma and, for instance, down in Canandaigua. About a 16-degree swing in temperatures. That's because of an onshore breeze. Now let's go. You can see the wind's fairly light. That's why that lake breeze did set up today. Let's go back now. Take a look at our weather spotters. Temperatures, for the most part, in the 70s and 80s across the area. It is really a very sunny and very mild day. As far as moisture goes, in through the central part of the country and through parts of Minnesota, there's some showers and probably will be some thunderstorms back there as we head and look at the northeast view of the radar, excuse me. There's just not much going on. Not much going on, as you can see. Satellite photo, I think we're going to go to that next. And to the west, yeah, there's some clouds back there, scattered showers. It's a little wet, and some of those showers will head this way. They will arrive for late Saturday into Saturday night and probably linger into Sunday morning. Shouldn't be much, maybe a rumble of thunder, but that's about it. Satellite photo, mainly clear skies over us now because of high pressure. There's a cold front back to the west. That is the one that's headed this way. Now for tomorrow, the key, more humid, you betcha. Temperatures up into the 80s. The humidity will be higher. The dew points will be higher. It certainly will not be as comfortable as it is today. For Sunday, that cold front will push through. A lot of commentary from the streets here. High pressure will push in behind it. Clear our skies then for Sunday afternoon. The forecast for tonight, 60 degrees, mainly clear skies. Winds fairly light for tomorrow, 62 degrees. But look at what happens already by noon. We will be near 80 degrees. Winds will become a little more southerly and start to pick up a bit in speed. And then in the afternoon, 87 will be the high temperature. Our 3-day forecast then for Sunday, lingering morning shower. 77, a bit cooler as that cold front pushes through, but a lot of sunshine as we head back to work on Monday on 77. And then on Tuesday, might see an approaching shower again in the afternoon, but temperatures will be right back up into the 80s. So today, very summer-like, and I think if you took a poll today, everybody said if we could have this kind of weather year-round, or at least upper 70s and low 80s, they probably would take it.
All right, thank you, Bill. We have up with the new sign. Yeah. Honk if you can hear us on 1040 a.m.
Yeah, maybe they're listening.
See how many people
as
are
they go by or seeing Bill wearing shorts.
Hey, there's one.
There you go.
We know who is listening and watching. Right. Neighborhood News Tour and Sports with Mike is coming.
We're going to tell you about a big deal in baseball. And speaking of baseball, right down the road here at Penfield, one of the top high school teams in the area, the baseball team. We'll hear from them coming up next in sports.
This portion of Newsource 13 is brought to you by Wegmans. Ready, set, grill.
Get ready for a place not far from where you live that for much of the year remains virtually unexplored. It's your backyard. Why not get out and enjoy it? At Wegmans, we have everything for summer barbecue fun. From the grill and all the fresh, delicious food you cook on it to WPOP, even the bug spray. Get ready for this summer's hottest place for barbecue adventure. Ready, set, grill with Wegmans.
This is Imagine TV.
Let's go to the big screen.
Tune in during Mercury's Imagine TV event and get introductory savings on the redesigned Mercury Grand Marquis. This V8-powered Mercury sets the pace with more total room and a lower price than Buick LeSabre. Current Ford and Lincoln Mercury original owners can save even more during Mercury's Imagine TV event.
This just in. Cougar loose on the streets of the city.
Till next time, imagine yourself in a Mercury.
This Tuesday, Harry has a very important date.
See my note, Harry?
Yeah, got it. In fact, Tuesday's important to all of us. It's the day we vote on our school board and budget. We need high-quality public schools that will help our children succeed.
It's our kids' future we're talking about.
And our grandkids, too. We've got to get out and vote.
Tuesday, elect a school board that will put our children's future first.
Vote yes for good schools.
Now's the time to buy your camping trailer at Gary Johnston's RV Center. Get your $2,000 back on Jayco Heritage. Now's the time to buy at Gary Johnston's RV Center. You get the best for last.
Nothing escapes the ravages of time, except perhaps the Lexus ES 300. It's the only car in its class to be named a best overall value for 6 years in a row. With such low projected ownership costs, there's simply no more enjoyable way to stay in the black. The Lexus ES 300 at Dorsal Lexus.
We're back as we continue our neighborhood news tour. A lot of people showing up here today to join us at the Four Corners and beeping their horns if they're listening on 1040 a.m. Mike, sure, look at sports. I followed the Penfield High School team. John, our son, played in there for a number of years, graduated last year, and now they seem to be taking off a little bit.
They've built a lot up in the last few years, and they're really starting to see the results of that, Don. We're going to talk with that team in just a minute and tell you a little story about what's going on there. But we're going to start with hockey tonight. 1980, that was the last time the Sabres made it to the conference finals. That was until last night. We go to Montreal last night where the Sabres closed out the sweep of the Canadiens. They won 3-1 to win the series 4-0. This team's now won 7 straight playoff games. They still have their eyes on the bigger prize.
Well, when you're in a sweep, it's a little sweeter. First time it's ever been done against Montreal, so we're ecstatic and just pumped. It's unbelievable feeling.
Now, if the Capitals win their game tonight, they end that series. The Sabres would begin against Washington in Washington next week. If Ottawa wins, the series continues. Sabres tickets go on sale on Tuesday. Tomorrow night at Frontier Field, the unbeaten Rhinos make their home debut. They know they're off to a great start so far this year, but they want to go out tomorrow and impress the fans.
It's important for us to win. It's important for us, I think, to play well. I think we've got to show that we've got a good product out there, and I think that we've got the best crowd in America as far as I'm concerned, so that's important for us to impress them.
And speaking of crowds, just under 10,000 tickets have already been sold for tomorrow night's game. Now, if it goes through, it's going to be the richest trade in Major League Baseball history. The Dodgers are reportedly set to deal Mike Piazza to Florida in a deal that would include Gary Sheffield, Bobby Bonilla, Charles Johnson, among others. All the trade needs is Sheffield's official approval. He has a no-trade clause. The players involved have contracts worth $100 million. Orioles pitcher Mike Mussina resting at home after being hit in the head by a line drive off the bat of Sandy Alomar last night. Mussina suffered a broken nose, needed numerous stitches to close a gash. It's not known how long he will be out. Mike Mussina injured last night. Now, the Orioles have recalled Red Wings pitcher Bobby Munoz. The Wings are down in Norfolk tonight. One of the area's best high school baseball teams plays right down the road here at Penfield. The Chiefs are battling for the Division I title. And as Newsource 13's Rich Becker tells us, it's 3 inseparable friends that are leading the Chiefs' charge.
Where's Rob?
Jim Muir will trade his spikes for dress shoes. His tux buttons, a little different than his Penfield Chiefs uniform. One thing won't change when Saturday's senior ball rolls around: the company.
We met each other through Little League, and we've been together ever since then. So, yeah, we've become pretty close through baseball.
And pretty successful. Scott McVean, Anthony Picaretto, and Jim Muir. Penfield's baseball trio. They met at age 9 and have been tearing the cover off the ball ever since.
I would say their leadership, just that feeling of loving the game rubs off on everybody. And the kids that they hang around with are all part of that feeling.
You know what? What's going on?
Getting heat on the bus is just part of being a leader.
Can't get off. A loose bunch. We're a loose bunch of guys. We joke around a lot and have a little fun. A lot of it's vocal. A lot of it getting pumped up for the game, getting ready. It has to do a lot with winning.
Each game, each practice is really a competition within the competition for these 3 friends. Each one trying to one-up the other guy, but only when it benefits the team.
If one of them does something good, I want to top it, but it's not like to a point where I don't want them to succeed, so I look better.
That's why they're great teammates, but even better friends. I'm Rich Becker, Newsource 13 Sports.
And good luck to them coming up. They have the big dance with their dates this weekend. We'll see how that goes. Jeff Sluman, 3 shots off the lead down in Texas. We'll update his progress at 11.
All right, thank you, Mike.
All right.
Well, in just a moment, I'm told there are some prizes or surprises waiting for me. I'll find out what they are. First, we'll take a look at Wall Street, where the Dow Jones Industrials were down today. Lost about 76 points. declined as late gainers by an 8-5 margin to 616 million shares are traded. Here are some issues of local interest. Kodak was down 94 cents a share today. Frontier was up a quarter, and Mediva Pharmaceuticals off a quarter. Xerox today down $3.06 a share.
Forget about it. It all ends May 31st. See your local Ford dealer and think Ford first.
We are back our neighborhood news tour in Shuffleburger Park, named after Harlan Shuffleburger, who had the automobile dealership here in antique cars for a number of years. I have very little left. There's usually a bright spot, but I'm told there's something else here.
Don, everybody at work knows that it is your birthday today, and some people who have a real strong tie to you and to Penfield want to wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Don.
Happy birthday, Don.
We both went to school with Don for many, many years, elementary school and all through high school. And Don, we just want to wish you a very, very happy birthday and give you a toast with your very, very favorite drink, apple juice.
Happy birthday, Don.
Happy birthday, Don.
Don, I'm sending you best wishes today from the set of the Ally McBeal television show in Hollywood. I'm thinking of 45 years of friendship. Our mutual interest in showmanship may have brought us together, Don, but it's your values, your sincerity, and your sensitivity to the unnoticed that has kept us the best of friends all these years. Happy birthday, Don.
He always had somebody up in his bedroom with microphones running and everything else. Boy.
He's always fun to have around. So pretty much what you see on television is what you get with him. Deep down inside, I think he'd love to be Italian.
Oh, you want to wish Dad a happy birthday, Jen?
Sure. We won't tell how old he is. Well,
No.
we could. That's okay, we will.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
Donald.
Dad, I wish I could be with you on your big day, but wanted to wish you a very happy birthday from the state's capital.
Dad, it's good to be back home to celebrate your birthday with you, and you've always been an inspiration to me. And right here, my first day of work back at Wegmans Penfield, I'd like to wish you a happy birthday.
All right, that's great. Thank you all very, very much. This is
Happy
great. I got
birthday,
some
Don.
balloons here
Some
too.
balloons for you.
Can we release those? I got the red Penfield colors, red
There you
and,
go.
and white here. Whoop, we're not getting. We got some tags here too. We'll send those up. Greetings from Wegmans.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much. Stay tuned now for the ABC World News tonight with Peter Jennings. We will have more coming up at 11. Our T-shirts for the week as well on Newsource 13.